This is a very, very useful ability. It's just like a Scroll of Town portal, except it can't be used on minions. I guess it's a closer relative to the Boots of Travel in Defense of the Ancient. I don't know what its cooldown is, but again, that can be affected through the Masteries tree. Reduces the delay, decreases its cooldown. So that's, again, something I've done, is to decrease its cooldown by 5 seconds and decrease the cast time by a half a second. So that makes it go through faster. Everybody has just a regular teleport back to base spell. It's called a recall, and everyone has that. That's a basic summoner ability, and you can't change it. You just click it, and after a few seconds, I think it's after maybe 5 seconds or 6 seconds, it teleports you back to the Fountain of Health, basically, which is right next to an item shop, just similar to how Defense of the Ancients is set up, and can heal you. So once you're back there using the recall ability, you can use your teleport to get right back into action. So it's a very, very, very useful spell. Again, the cooldown, I think, really has a big impact on it, especially if you think you're going to be taking a lot of damage or making a lot of trips back just to buy things at the shop. Teleport, very, very useful. The next ability is called Ghost. This is like the phase boots in Dota. It increases your increases your move speed by 32%. For 14 seconds, and you ignore unit collision. This is very, very useful for running away. I typically don't use this with a lot of heroes, but I've seen a few people get it early on. It's generally taken only at the first level until you get to another ability, which I'll talk about in the next minute here too. It's useful for when you're first starting out with Dota to escape, or with League of Legends, to escape or to quickly get back somewhere if you need to. Or if you're chasing down a hero, the Ghost ability helps a lot with that. The fifth and final level 1, I guess, summoner level 1 abilities you can have. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's called Cleanse. Cleanse is it removes all debuffs from your character. Very, very useful. I've seen a lot of the tank type heroes will get this. If they get slowed or stunned, you can just click this and it'll remove a lot of the negative effects and debuffs on your character so you can escape. It's also very good for just turning it on if you want to stay in the fight. Instead of running away, turn that on after you get some debuffs on you and completely negate all the stuff that was done to you. If you're an initiator, a very, very cool ability to have. The next set is called Flash. This is the one that has taken over Ghost. It can very much be equated to a blink dagger or any type of blink ability in Warcraft 3 or Dota. That's basically what it is. Teleports your champion to a target nearby location. Very useful for running away. Very useful, very, very useful for chasing. Very useful for initiating. Lots of uses for Flash, and this is a very common ability. I see a lot of people getting this as one of their summoner abilities, is the Flash ability. Fortify grants invulnerability to all allied turrets and causes them to attack 100% faster for 7 seconds. This is nice to have for a support hero. If I was to play a support hero, I would imagine Fortify would be very, very nice to help defend against maybe a more powerful pushing team. A lot of the times, people will group up on towers, get like 3 or 4 of their teammates together and try to push a tower early on. If someone on your team has Fortify, that pretty much guarantees that tower is going to stay alive. It's invulnerable for 7 seconds, and it's going to probably put a big kink in that plan to kill it, because it's going to be attacking for 100% faster for 7 seconds as well. You might even be able to use it to get some damage done on enemy heroes, and then you can run on flash in or something and finish them off. So that's a very useful ability to get if, again, for support type heroes. I would imagine it's a lot more effective for. Smite. This is think Hand of Midas from Dota. It's a summoner ability that allows you to get gold. Sorry, is that what Smite is? Deals damage to target enemy unit. Yeah. Deals 420 damage plus 35 times your level damage to a target enemy minion or pet. I use this as like a Hand of Midas because it does so much damage to creeps. Wait until they're almost dead. Click that on a Smite and you can get the first kill on it. There's also a way to increase the amount of gold you get through Mastery Tree. Very, very effective. Next ability is called Promote. It says promotes an ally minion into a Siege Rider, a powerful unit with an plus armor and damage aura, and a turret damage reduction. This minion grows more powerful with the level. So I guess as you're higher level, you can get a more powerful minion. This is another good support ability through someone who's maybe a good pushing hero would maybe get this. I haven't used it, but I have seen it used in the games. It basically changes the appearance of whatever creep that you want in your lane and gives them more hit points, makes them able to take the towers a little bit more effectively. Very, very useful for big pushes. Maybe that in combination with our next ability would be a good combination. The next ability is called Rally. Summons a beacon with 200 plus 225 times level health for 15 seconds, which increases allied base physical damage by 30%. And health regeneration by 15 plus 1.5 times level per second. Wow, what a mouthful. I'm speaking very, very quickly because we're going over a lot of stuff. This one, again, another good support ability. Someone who's maybe going a pushing strategy would definitely like this. For someone to drop this rally flag down in a big group confrontation could really turn the tides. I rarely see this done in very big group fights, but when it is done, it's almost guaranteed that the person who's dropping that rally just saved the whole team or just really helped turn the tides in their favor. So very, very useful ability. Again, summons a beacon, has a certain amount of health. I don't know why its health is really 25 times. Increases the physical damage by 30% is probably the biggest one. Its health regen by 15 plus 1.5. That's maybe considerable, but the physical damage is definitely a big thing. The health regen is nice as well. On our last two abilities, guys, so thanks for tuning in and sticking with me. Revive, and you'll revive your champion at your spawning pool with a 9-minute cooldown. Through the mastery tree, I know you can reduce the respawn or the cooldown on this. So if you die, you can just click to revive yourself. It's kind of like a buyback, except it's got a 9-minute cooldown on it. So if you were to die 6 times during a game, once every 10 minutes, you could just quickly get yourself back. Sometimes waiting around for 30 seconds isn't always an option. I can't really find a legitimate use for that. However, I do see a lot of people getting that. I guess if they're really pushing into your base and you need to come back really quick, it's nice to maybe have 1 or 2 people on your team with that. I would never want to be that person. But I guess that's just my play style. The last ability is called Clairvoyance. It says it reveals an area of the map for 4 seconds, castable anywhere. This is a sentry ward. Very, very simple. I don't know what its cooldown is, but it's not that big. I think it's pretty much comparable to the cooldown on the Tree Ant Protector, except you don't have to cast it on a tree. There are very popular gank spots, and there's river access points that would be very useful to put this Clairvoyance rune on it. It lasts a certain amount of time, so you'd have to recast it, I think, after a while. And it's not killable, so it's not something that even if your enemy saw it, they could take it out. So very good, useful for scouting, for putting it defensively so you can see ganks coming, things like that. That's one of the higher level summoner things too. So obviously for the higher level game, I can see that being very, very important. There are sentry wards in the game I know you can buy. I don't know, I think it might even be called sentry wards. I'm not 100% on that. Haven't bought them yet, but I have seen them used. That's pretty much League of Legends in a nutshell. The main things that make it different from Heroes of New Earth and from Defense of the Ancients, and really any other game genre style that this is really kind of implementing, is the rune system, the very unique champions, inspired greatly from a lot of the Dota heroes, however unique in their own right. The mastery trees, inspired greatly from more Blizzard. We're talking the talent tree from World of Warcraft looks very, very similar to this. When I first looked at it, that's the first thing I thought was, wow, this is taken exactly from WoW. To say it better. And the summoner spells that you can get through the use of all these combinations, you can really make for a very unique player, even considering how many heroes there are. Like we said earlier, there's 32 heroes. Sorry, 33, 34, 35 heroes. Champions, excuse me. It's going to take a while for me to get used to saying champions instead of heroes from all the Dota and Warcraft that I play, right? But really makes this game player dependent, which I like. I like all the customizations. Some of the biggest downfalls and some of the negative things about this game, I want to go over them at the end because they're very, very obvious to someone who's just started playing this game, expecting something from having played Dota and playing Warcraft 3, or even playing Heroes of New Earth or other similar game styles like this. the biggest thing that I noticed when I first started playing was you can't deny. There's no denying, you can't deny. And it's been talked about a lot on